Good evening. How are you all doing? It's so good to have you here. If you're watching live this evening, hello, my name's Reverend Ashley Oliver. I'm an interfaith minister and going to be your host this evening. And I'm going to bring on my very special guest in a short while. You have seen her before on this channel, and it was an absolute riot, and it was a pleasure to have her on. So I've invited her back to talk about her pet subject, which I know is going to capture you as much as when I heard the story of how it all came about. It will capture you, I'm sure. So if you're a healer, or you know someone's a healer or interested in healing or that soul development work, go and grab them, tag them, bring them in to come and watch this live and join in with questions and comments. So we're going to say hello to people who are joining. And if you're watching on catch up, then it will all work. That is how the magic of all of this works. Even if you're watching on catch up, not live, this will all resonate with you because we know that's how it works from comments from people that have watched previously. So if you're watching this evening, we've got people from Facebook, we've got people from YouTube, we've got people joining from all over. So if you're joining this evening, put your name into the comments, say hello, where you're from, which platform you're watching on. And I would like to know a question from you this evening, which is, how are you finding this amazing energy that we're in? So we've had lots of big global events happening, lots of monumental things happening. We've just come out of Samhain, which is the last time I saw you. We've gone through the 11:11 portal. We've gone through a massive energetic gateway. I know some of you joined me for Lionsgate. This was kind of up there almost with Lionsgate. And now here we are, slap bang in the middle of Taurus full moon, right in Scorpio season. So we've got an awful lot of stuff going on energetically. So I have my little bit of citrine here for my Taurians, and I've got a little bit here of black tourmaline for all of my Scorpios to kind of ground in, release, and ground. So if anyone is into manifestation magic, abundance magic, getting to know yourself, then this is the time of year to do it. So I would love to know in the comments how you are managing, how you're doing. Come on in. As we normally do, we're going to light a candle and then I'm going to do some hellos for people. So I'm going to light a candle. This is our sacred space. This is our Thursday night circle. We can't be together in person, but we can be together virtually. And we know from all of the times during lockdown that this sacred space transcends time and space, and we can be together. So I'm going to light my candle. And again, I've got some beautiful selenite for the full moon for you. Beautiful, beautiful. Round full moon selenite candle holder. This is our sacred space. You're so welcome here. So I'm going to bring on my guest, and she's going to join me to say some hellos. So without further introduction, I would love to introduce you to the amazing, amazing doyen of anything that is YouTube spiritual broadcasting from the New Forest area, the lovely Jackie White. How are you doing, Jackie?
Bless you. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Hello. I got to just say, as you've just shown those, I was gifted this the other day.
Oh, lovely. What is that?
That's a rose quartz heart.
Now that is beautiful. I'm a massive fan of rose quartz.
Beautiful.
It's an amazing crystal, how it's so soft and beautiful and a lovely rosy soft colour, but actually it packs a real punch, doesn't it? It's a really powerful crystal.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so I've got that on my altar. I can't show the altar because I can't bring the computer around. But yeah, so it's right next to me on the altar with everything and a picture of Melchizedek.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I'm going to hear about that later. Amazing, amazing. So how are you doing, Jackie? Thank you for coming on again.
Thank you for inviting me back. Yeah, this is lovely. I always love to talk about Ho'oponopono. Well, it's what we're talking about tonight, but yeah, can talk about anything spirituality wise, but yeah, I do love Ho'oponopono for sure.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm a massive fan as well, and I will talk about how I first experienced it, encountered it. So it was really lovely when I met you, and then you were kind of involved as well. It was just beautiful synchronicity. So Jackie, how are you finding this coming out of 11:11 and the full moon? Do you get affected by that? Yeah, yeah. How'd you get affected by it, Jackie? And then we'll say hello to some people.
Okay, lovely. Yeah. So I mean, don't particularly feel that I'm affected by the energies, other than feeling quite tired sometimes. Like I could have gone straight back to bed this morning after getting up, but in general, I don't think I'm affected by them. And yeah, I can't remember what someone said to me the other night. if you don't have any effects, because what do we get? Solar flares and
Mm,
yeah, nothing. I don't know. I don't know. I understand that energy is really, important, and so I'm amazed. Like even the crystals, I
mm.
don't particularly feel anything from them. I just know and trust that they're really good for me.
Beautiful. That's so true. That's so just Jack trust, isn't it? Beautiful. Thank you,
Yes.
Jackie. Thank you. So yeah, let us know in the comments how you're getting on, how you are diddling, where you're from, and what's on your mind this evening. Jackie's given a little bit of a hint. We're going to be talking about an amazing, started off in Hawaii, but it's kind of moved across the globe now. It's this beautiful healing forgiveness practice technology. So we're going to talk about that in a short while. So we're going to say some hellos, some people that we've got on. So we have got on the lovely Laura. Hello, Laura, giving us some lovely hearts, who is on YouTube. Lovely to have you with us, Laura. And we got Laura Grant on
Oh,
Facebook from Canada. Got people far and wide today, Jackie.
lovely. Hangover this morning.
Serendipity. What were you doing? What were you doing last night? Oh, you see, it's like having my own personal spirit guide here, my own higher self. I've just heard in my ear that you were drinking wine watching a show last night. What an amazing way to spend an evening. What a lovely way to spend an evening listening to Jordan and his lovely voice, that lovely accent. Beautiful. Hello to Kathleen, who is joining us. Kathleen on Facebook, Kathleen Moran, Tony Moran. Obviously got a joint account there. And we have, who else we got? Nadina Newkirk, who's on Facebook. Hello, Nadina. How you doing? Do you want to say some hellos with me, Jackie? We've got Danielle.
Lovely, yes, yeah, Dan. I mean, it put me off when I heard Richard. I thought we were listening to Richard, but they can't hear Richard. Oh, okay, so yeah, hello
It's
to
magic.
Danielle Graham, thank you.
Hello, Danielle. Hello. And we've got the lovely Diane Lesk from Shetland. How is
Hetland,
it
how
up
beautiful.
there? What a beautiful part of the year, part of the globe.
Lynn, Lynn Biddle, hello.
Hello, Lynn. Lovely to have you with us. We've got lovely Linda Hopkins. Hello, Linda, who's joining us on Facebook. Really good to have you with us.
And Jojo, hi Jojo, look at the
Hi.
baby.
I know. I love people's profile pictures. Hello, Jojo. We got Tracy McGinley, who is trying to manifest. Yes, 1111 was good. Some manifestation magic. So let us know how you got on with that.
Jacqueline Mercer, hi Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline. Amazing. Hello, Wendy. The lovely Wendy Payne is in the house. It's really good to have you with us on Facebook. Hello.
And Lisa Paris.
Hello, Lisa. Oh, it's lovely. So many of you joining. It's amazing. And hello to Casey on YouTube. Hello.
Hi, hi Lisa, thank
Can't
you.
leave you out, Jackie.
Oh, West Sussex, life is challenging extremely, but try my best to be aware, although not so easy. Oh,
Mm.
you're going to change your thoughts around this tonight.
You're in the right place. You're in the right place with Jackie. You're in safe hands tonight. Hello to beautiful Claudette. Good evening to you. Hello, lovely.
Hi, hi Cindy Woodside, hi.
Hello, Cindy. And we've got Julie Friel. Hello, Julie, on Facebook. It's really good to have you with us. Hope you're doing all right, Julie.
Hi Jodie Jenkins from South Wales, beautiful South Wales.
Hello, Joe.
I was over with him this morning, bless his heart, he's managed to get here.
Oh, it's so good to have you with us, Joe. Thank you so much for joining live on YouTube. Thank you.
Oh, that's a nice name, is it? Onessa.
Onessa from the USA. So good to have you with us. Thank you.
Helen, hi Helen Smith.
And we've got lovely Laura on YouTube. We got loads on YouTube tonight. It's brilliant. Hello, Laura. Saying hello, Ashley. Hello, Richard. Hello,
No.
Jackie.
Hi Jane G. Tony Chase is with
Hello,
us.
Tony.
Oh, how lovely. Hello.
Oh, it's really good to have you. This Tony Chalice doing a brilliant job, Tony. Thanks for
He
joining
honestly
us.
is. Did you see the pictures from the Sunday service? Oh,
Amazing,
that was, yeah, beautiful.
amazing,
I'd been
amazing.
in London the day before, Tony, so I couldn't make it there on Sunday, but it looked amazing.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tribute. Yes. Yeah. So we're going to get on. But if you are joining, we're not ignoring you. We will continue to say some hello. So please do pop in. Oh, Lisa, you're from New York. Hello, Lisa Paris from New York.
Oh,
Beautiful. Amazing. 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 I love how we have people from all over the globe that come and watch this. I love it. So Jordan, Jordan Richards is in the house as well. Show him some love, everybody, in the comments. Jordan, fellow co-host SPTV. We said you missed it earlier, but you've got one of the best voices, definitely for SPTV. So I can put you on and listen to your show, Jordan. So thanks for coming along this evening. So, Jackie, we are going to talk about a particular healing modality. So, would you mind giving us a little bit of an introduction as to what it is and how you came across it? And we're going to take people's questions and comments. We will be doing readings today, but the readings are going to be quick fire readings. I'm going to try and get through as many people as I can. But to do that, I'm going to need you to comment. I'm going to need you to share and interact. And I will be drawn to people who interact and ask questions and bring their friends in and generally get involved as part of our virtual circle. So Jackie, over to you. Can you talk a little bit about your healing modality of Ho'oponopono, please?
certainly. Thank you so much. Thank you, anyone that's watching as well. So yeah, Ho'oponopono. I reckon it was back in 2012 that I heard about Ho'oponopono. I'd been running my first happiness course, and then after the happiness course finished, a few of us still carried on meeting up each week, and we would bring something to the party, like a different thing that we'd heard about or learned about, to share with the other few. So we'd go to each house, you know, one week they'd come to mine, the next week. So there was about 6 of us. And on one of those nights, there was a girl, Jackie Cross, lovely friend of
Mm,
mine, who told us about Ho'oponopono, and it was really new to our awareness at that time in 2012.
mm,
Um, I think it was probably around 2006 that Joe Vitale came across it, and then worked with Dr. Hugh Len. I'll come on to all that, but so yeah, by 2012 he'd written a book called Zero Limit.
zero limits.
It was Zero Limits
Mm,
first, wasn't it? And the next one was At Zero. So yeah, Zero Limits was his first one. And so I just ordered after listening to it on that evening, I listened to the CD. I bought the CD, and as I drove along, I would listen to the story of it and what Dr. Joe Vitale was talking about. Um, Joe Vitale, I'm so grateful that he brought it to the
mm,
worldwide audience, but he didn't really resonate with me listening to that, because he was at that time, and he admits it himself now, he was pushing an awful lot of other things that he
mm,
was selling. So it seemed quite not
mm,
just based on Ho'oponopono. Um, so I didn't take up with it, even though the story of it, and I'll tell you the story of it actually, that got my interest. So Dr. Hugh Len, he had met, oh, what's her name? Anyway, that will come to me. In Hawaii. Oh, sorry. There, I'll just take that off. Morna Simeona, that's it. He met Morna Simeona. Uh, his daughter had shingles. She
mm,
was 13. He was a very practical man, scientific man, not into anything spiritual or anyway, his daughter was so poorly with this shingles, and he'd been to every doctor, holistic practitioner, etc. But then he found out about Morna Simeona, and that was the only person, when he went to see Morna, that the daughter got cured of the shingles. And so he was really interested to know more about Ho'oponopono. And so he went along, to cut a long story short, he went along to 3 of her meetings. He left on two of them because he just couldn't cope with the elemental side, the ghost, talking about ghosts, talking about hugging trees. It was just so off the scale for anything he'd been used to. But on the third, he went back again because he just knew there had to be something. And this was in the late 70s. So he went back again. On the third time, he stayed with her in this workshop, and then stayed with her from late 70s right through to when she transitioned in 1992. And in that time, obviously picked up so much knowledge around Ho'oponopono. And as you say, it's an Hawaiian healing practice. It could either be looked at as a healing practice, a forgiveness practice, or gratitude, but that's the 4 different sayings. We'll come on to that. So his story was, in the mid-80s, he was asked to go to a hospital in Hawaii that had criminally insane, mentally disturbed patients that had committed the most heinous of crimes. They had had many, many doctors go in there, but nobody ever stayed. They just, like, the paint wouldn't stay on the walls, the staff were manipulating the patients manipulating the staff. They were understaffed because no staff wanted to be there. It was a very unloved, horrible place. Like, they would be shackled, highly medicated. As they would walk down the hallway, the staff would stand against the back to the wall to let them by, because it was just a very unloved place. So he decided, he was asked to go there, and he went there on the proviso that he would not have to see any of the patients, which seemed a bit odd, but they were desperate by then. So he'd go in every morning, and the staff thought he was very nice. You know, he'd say good morning, always very cheerful, went off into his office, but that was it really. And after about 4 months, everything was beginning to change there. The shackles were coming off, the medication was lowered, they were overstaffed rather than understaffed. The paint was staying on the walls. I mean, just everything was seeming to change a bit. So they asked him what he was doing, if he would share with them what he'd been doing. So he got them all together, and just said that he would go into his office every morning, pull out a file of one of the patients, and read what they had done. And in reading what they had done, however that made him feel, sick, angry, upset, he knew that it had been brought to his attention for him to clear and clean on, because there is only you in your reality. We've heard that we create our own reality. So I know this is a big concept to get your mind around, but actually what he's saying is, if he was reading that, then it had been brought to his awareness for him to clean on. So he just would say, as he was reading it, I'm sorry for whatever is in me that's creating this. So all he would say is, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you and thank you. But the overall meaning of that sentence was, I'm sorry for whatever is in me that's created this event. Please forgive me for being unaware of my thought processes. I love you, which is then I'm turning to the whiteboard. I'll tell you about the whiteboard because that's the easiest way that I find of thinking about this Ho'oponopono. And thank you for clearing the whiteboard. So I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you. And he just said that over and over again. In fact, it's 24/7. It takes you a long time to really think of that all the time. But consciously, if something comes up and triggers me now, which of course it still does, I would consciously bring to mind, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you. But in general, I know it's running all the time. So it's just a wonderful, I love Ho'oponopono. It's become my daily mantra and changed my life. It's always running in the background. Jackie is my big support. Joe, he's gone.
Oh, Joe, that's lovely.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, so it honestly is. Joe could tell you some amazing stories of how it's helped him, but it just helps me, you know, just in general daily life. I know when someone said earlier, it's been very difficult for me.
Hmm.
And once you're starting to think like that, when you consciously think you want to clear yourself of all baggage, because it's all old memories replaying.
Mm.
Um, we live on memories or what might be in the future.
Mm.
Um, but actually, we can only live in the present moment. And this brings you back to the present moment. I've never heard,
Mm.
very interested to hear all about it. Oh, lovely.
You're in the right place, Lisa. This is going to be a bit of a mini masterclass this evening from Jackie, because I know you normally put this in a course or a workshop, or it's a bit
Yeah,
more intense,
exactly.
isn't it? More detailed practice. But you're going to give us a
Exactly.
bit of the hints this evening so that you can all go away. Contact Jackie. Is it jackiewhite.co.uk?
Yeah, Jackie,
Brilliant. Yeah,
Jackie-white.co.uk.
amazing. So you can contact Jackie after you've had a little taster this evening and you've heard about it and you're all fascinated and has captured. It's funny, isn't it? How everyone that hears about it touches something in us that makes us go, oh, this feels really simple and something I can do, and it's life changing. And you have a little taste of it. So go away and then find Jackie, and she'll be able to sort you out with a course on it.
That
Amazing.
is the thing, it is the simplicity of
Mm.
it. It literally is the simplicity.
Yeah.
You're 100% responsible for everything that happens in your reality.
Mm.
And that's a big thing for
It's
people
huge.
because you feel that there's other people to blame for certain things that happen.
Yeah.
But
So
actually, yeah,
we
sorry, you.
must just do a little bit of a caveat, that obviously this is a public forum, public discourse on Facebook and YouTube, and Ho'oponopono is one practice, and Jackie's going to go into the what it means when we talk about creating our reality and creating things that happen to us. And we appreciate that everyone has a different story and a different background. So if there is anything this evening that you find is bringing up things with you, then please do what you need to do to care for yourself, to look after yourself, to make yourself just feel calm and safe and secure and grounded. And you can always come back to this when you feel really well resourced to come back and listen to the rest of the program. So I just wanted to put that one out there, Jackie. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow, but everyone's coming from a different place on this one.
Perfect caveat. It
Yeah.
honestly is. It needed to be said. So thank you for that. Um, yeah, I believe what you put out, you receive. So be good and loving. Yeah,
Lovely.
yeah, that's lovely. Um, so yes, I mean with Ho'oponopono, he Dr. Hugh Len, um, where he stayed with her for till 1992, and then when Morna Simeone had transitioned, he went out into the world to teach people about this, just to so his belief was that you are the only person in your reality, and whatever happens, on some level you've created it.
Mm.
um, and if that doesn't resonate with you, the thing is, it resonated with me. It didn't for about 3 or 4 years, to be honest. I didn't come back to it until he wrote his second book, which was, so the first one was Zero Limits, and then he wrote At Zero, and then he realized from At Zero, because what he'd been through in those 3 or 4 years,
Mm.
really brought him down to earth, because he'd been so full of everything else in the
Mhm.
previous one. But in the meantime of that, I found this book by Mabel Katz. And
Lovely.
Mabel Katz lived with Dr. Hugh Len, not romantically, but had lived with him for, I think, about 11 years. And it was such a godsend to her to find Ho'oponopono for the
Mm.
life that she'd had. Um, and in that book, the easiest way, and that's the point of it, and why I love it so much.
Mhm.
All you have to do is think, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and thank you,
Yeah.
on any situation. Um, and at the back, there's loads of questions, and she points out which Jovatat. Do you mind me just talking about the inner child? Have
No,
I got?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
So
I'm
it's
just
very
going
it's
to,
very tied in. So yeah.
exactly, yeah. So that, although I'd be very interested to hear more about you with the shadow work, Ashley.
Yeah.
That's
I use it a lot for shadow work with clients. Yeah.
yeah. Does that link in with inner child?
So it's also, yeah, so inner child is another facet of the shadow. It's another way that we kind of reject bits of us, that happened when we were younger. But yeah, go ahead. I'm loving this conversation already, Jackie. This is so my this is so my wheelhouse, this one.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, deliciously cavalier. Ho'oponopono. Love you, please forgive me. I honour the past. I've used it occasionally whilst having a shower. How lovely.
Brilliant.
Okay,
Brilliant.
so why is my connection with my inner child so important? You can talk to your inner child at any time when you're driving. Some people have never even heard of the inner child. When I've done
Mm,
workshops or talks in public, you know, I've had people say, oh, I've never even heard of the inner child. And
mm,
that is that little 7-year-old or earlier child that's within you. Um, so just to give a little bit about the inner child before we go into this, um, it's that little child that's still feeling neglected at times. I had a wonderful upbringing. My parents were wonderful, without a doubt. But there was times, I expect even then, that I would have felt neglected
mm,
or not loved enough, or, you know, when you have to give that love to yourself. So realizing as an older person
mm.
now, looking back, you can love that inner child,
Yeah.
and give that child whatever it probably didn't have at an earlier age. Anyway,
Mm,
so yeah,
mm,
why is my connection with my inner child so important? So when you're driving, when you're waiting in line, it's important to say, I love you to yourself and thank you as often as you can to that part of you. These are great tools to use with your inner child. Thank you for doing my breathing, for taking care of my body, and for pumping my heart. If
mm,
anything is causing you pain or suffering right now, you can ask your child to let it go.
mm,
Work with your child coming from love, not forcing anything. We love our enemies who are simply the memories stored in our subconscious mind or our inner child. So the subconscious
mm.
mind and the inner child are one and the same.
Yeah. It's
We
it's a
don't
facet of it,
resist,
yeah.
yeah, we don't resist our enemies. Love can heal anything. Not only does your inner child hold all of your memories and run your body, it's also that part of you that makes the connection to your superconscious mind. And then from the superconscious mind to divinity, your inner child is the manifester in your life. So, yeah,
Mm, it's beautiful.
because divinity, when you're saying that, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you and thank you, you are trusting that divinity knows what needs healing from you.
Yeah.
So you're allowing it to go to divinity. Divinity will clear and cleanse everything that needs be, and then it comes back to you as inspiration. You just trust that any inspirational thoughts you get after
Mm,
just comes back, and then take the next step. Don't procrastinate. So if you are practicing Ho'oponopono,
mm,
um, and you get this amazing thought, sometimes we can easily procrastinate and think, oh, I might do that, you know, but actually do it. Trust that that's come from divinity because you've cleared and cleaned. And the way I like to think of Ho'oponopono is as a whiteboard. So we all know what a whiteboard looks like. And a very good practice that Joe Dispenza, sorry, not Joe Dispenza, Joe Vitale did was he was asking everyone in the room to come up and write on the whiteboard. So he
mm,
started with a beautiful whiteboard, and then he asked everyone to come up. Is the inner child working with my higher self? Yes, it is. Yeah, because the inner child is then, it's just going to divinity, to your higher self. Yeah, to clear and clean all the memories um, that we live with daily. Yeah, I'll come back to them. But anyway, so the whiteboard, he asked everyone in the room if they wanted to come up and write what they trained in, because we've all trained in so
mm,
many different things. So like the board was being filled up with emotional freedom technique, hypnotherapy, yoga, anything that you've been trained in. And so the whiteboard started off as a whiteboard, and then it was completely covered. And then he started telling the story about the
mm,
the criminally insane patients that was being worked with Dr. Hugh Len. And as he did that, as he told the story about the going into the and helping them, um, you know, where they were shackled,
mhm,
highly medicated and all that. While he was saying all of that story, he was wiping the whiteboard clean. And by the end of the story, the whiteboard was back to a whiteboard because he'd cleared all those memories.
Yeah.
And what he was saying there was that we're trained in all these different things. So when anyone comes to you for, you know, a Bowen therapy or whatever you're treating anyone for, you don't necessarily have to think. You just trust that divinity, if you're at 0 with Ho'oponopono, you just go with what divinity and inspiration is sharing with you to help that person in front of you. So it really, you are really listening at a deep level to your client and not just thinking, I've got to share with them what they've come here for. Trust that divinity knows exactly what's needed with all the other
Amazing.
things that you've probably trained in, so that
It's
you're not
amazing.
fixed on, you know, one thing suits everyone in what
Exactly.
you.
Which is so useful because I know there's probably loads of people and chip in the comments that have been trained in various healing modalities. You mentioned a couple there. But when people come to you, they kind of don't know what they need. They know they just need something, some kind of healing, some kind of listening, some kind of clearing. And so you start off doing one thing, and invariably it drifts into lots of other, and you just have to trust that you will find the right alchemy, the right mix of whatever it is that they need. I've used clearing in a spiritualist church before, and I did it very intentionally. And I stood on the door, and I was in the energy of Ho'oponopono, and the number of people that walked through that door of that church and said, "I don't know how I found this, and I've just seen you on Facebook, and I didn't know you were here, and la la la, and I've driven past, and I've come in, and I just think you've been magnetized here, you have been drawn here." It's amazing.
You meet the people that you're meant to meet. It's
Yeah.
just a beautiful, beautiful. But that's the thing as well. It's just so simple. But at the end of the day, it basically is showing absolute love for yourself. You're not relying on anybody else to come for you. You know, you are loving yourself by doing that. You're not blaming or shaming anyone else. It literally is just really showing self-love for yourself, and knowing that you're worthy of being loved and that you can
Beautiful.
do that for yourself. It's
Oh,
very, very much about self-love, the whole thing. And that when I did the happiness course before that, that was all about self-love as well. I never really understood what self-love meant until I did the happiness course back in 2010. You know, I would have heard people talk about self-love and never really understood what the meaning, how important it was. I just thought it was words. But
it's true.
self-love and self-care is absolutely everything, because if you can then love yourself, people are drawn to you automatically, you know, because you've got that love for everyone, because you know you're made of love yourself.
It's an amazing, it's simple but powerful.
Yes.
And it's something that you can do. And I think somebody put an earlier comment that they did the practice in the shower. Perfect.
Yes.
It's a lovely cleansing to remember. It's so simple because you're right. Self-love, self-care. These are terms that get bandied around an awful lot, and no one really knows what to do with it. You know, and it's more than just a bubble bath and writing things in your journal. They're great individual practices, but actually, if you've got a lot of things that you need to clear and get through, this is a great place to start. It's
Yeah,
a really
honestly,
powerful place to start.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
will just say, if you've got any pains as well, anything in your body that pains you, we
Mm.
can quite often criticize it, say, oh, my knee again, or my foot, anything.
Mm.
Instead of that, just say thank you for all the love, you know, all the years that you've been so good to me, and really send love to that part of you. Um, really
Beautiful.
appreciate that part of you because it's calling for your attention.
Should we do that now, Jackie, before we get onto some reading? Because I know that there are lots of people. So if you would like a reading, please put your comments in the your name in the comments so I know you're interested in a reading. If you haven't already shared, please make sure you do. And like this, that'll be great because it just all helps the little things that happen in the internet. That would be great. Could we do something, Jackie? Could we go through the Ho'oponopono?
Absolutely.
Could we do it? Could we all collectively, and you can join in at home, kind of put our hands on our heart, wherever you've got a bit of a pain, wherever it's a bit tender, wherever you kind of need to send a little bit of love. Just take a breath to connect us into the present moment. And you can all do this at home. And Jackie, would you like to lead us in what you say, the words that you say, a simple starter?
So I'm sorry for anything in my reality that's created this event. Please forgive me for being unconscious to my thought processes. I love you, and I'm returning to source. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you.
Beautiful. And let us know how that's landing with you in the comments.
And it doesn't matter what order you say that in, because divinity knows what it means.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes all I get to is I love you. And that's actually,
And that's enough.
that's it. Because
I
the
love you and
intention.
thank you. I love you and thank you is enough.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. And it's very powerful. And I think there's a technique, and I can't remember which teacher it was, whether it was Joe or it was Dr. Lenz, but I can't remember. But so I visualize it with people that are having difficulty with on a stage, a beautiful stage with a spotlight and flowers strewn all over it. And I'm kind of trying to clear and get into that energy where it's bringing up things with me. I find it really powerful with relationships. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Lots of love. Malik's really enjoyed that on Facebook. So yeah, bookmark this one. If you want to come back to this one, this will be a really, really good. I know once you've had a little taster of this, the simplicity and the beauty of it and how it, like Jackie said, speaks to that beautiful little inner child, whether your inner child is 3, 4, 7, 14, however old your inner child is, it kind of touches a place. Yeah, beautiful.
Honestly does.
Oh, Jacqueline's really enjoying that one.
Thank you.
Lovely. No, you're welcome. We're going to come back to it. I'm going to try and see if I can get through a couple of readings for some people I've drawn to that have been asking some really interesting questions. Now, I hope you don't mind. I've brought some really interesting cards with me. These are called the Power of Surrender cards. Because it's perfectly attuned to this Ho'oponopono energy. It is about recognizing the bits of us that actually we need to bring light to and love to and surrender it because it no longer serves us. We're going to clear it. We're going to move on from it and recognize it. So if anyone's interested, I've got some Power of Surrender cards. I'm not going to make any allowances. Some of these are quite tough cards because there are things within us that sometimes need to be looked at. So who have we got? Suzanne Richards has got her 2 little jack-o'-lantern pumpkins on Facebook. Suzanne Richards would love a message. Amazing. Okay, so the card that I've pulled for you is a surrender to results. What this card is talking about, Suzanne, is this is talking about the devastating consequences of being a perfectionist, the devastating consequences of comparing your today self to the way that you were previously, to other people around you, and to where you think you should be on your journey. And I'm feeling kind of in your more your spiritual soul development. You know, this is almost a where I feel I could be if I'd have worked a little bit harder, if I'd tried a bit harder at Circle, if I'd have pushed myself a little bit more. This is an invitation for you to surrender your attachment to results, because development is not a linear progress. It's not if you put in X amount of hours, you're going to get a Y result. As Jackie so beautifully alluded to, when we surrender to knowing that the universal spirit, that grace that moves through all things, will bring you and direct you, and you will say the right thing to the right person at the beautiful time it's designated to be said, you will always be used as a channel for love by the spirit. And it's not about the grind sometimes. Sometimes it is about just surrendering our need for things to be tangible and to have a result. And sometimes just recognizing that things are happening in the background. So that's what I would like to say to you there, Suzanne. I hope that makes sense for you. And there's something about kind of just releasing. Sometimes when we hold on too tightly, we put a lot of pressure, we put a lot of energy of the grip, and just release the grip. Release the things that you feel obligated to do, and just surrender a little bit more. So I hope that makes sense for you, Suzanne. Thank you so much for coming and being with us this evening. Who else would like a message? I'm going to get through another couple, and then we're going to come back to Jackie and hear some more pearls, and then we're going to sprinkle readings like magic through the show this evening. Okay, Helen Smith, drawn to you. Helen Smith, lots of water, lots of sea. Helen Smith on Facebook. This card you've got is a really simple card. This is from a different deck, actually. This is the Starseed Oracle of Rebecca Campbell, another amazing light worker, and birther and creatrix of all things in this new age of being that we're in. This is basically saying where you are now feels really important. It feels like everything is really insurmountable. Zoom out, take that bird's eye perspective, because in a week, in 2 weeks, in 2 months, in 2 years, this will not be as big as it feels right now. It feels huge. And I'm so pleased is this you got this card when we're talking about Ho'oponopono, because it's very much on that vibration. Recognize it for the gift that it's bringing you. And it might not feel like a gift. It might be a gift that's very well wrapped in lots of other stuff, which is very nuanced and bringing up a lot of things for you. But allow yourself to zoom out a little bit. Be with your spirit team. Give yourself some healing. Give yourself some self-love. And just, again, recognize that, put things in perspective. You need to just put things in perspective, because it feels like I'm having a physical impact on my body as well. I can feel my throat constricting. I can feel myself building up tension. I can feel the resistance in my body. I can feel the lack of sleep. I can feel the energy depletion. I can feel all of that that's happening. So hopefully that makes sense to you. But there's also taking a higher view. When I say higher view, I don't mean kind of a superior view. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, again, this hovering over, this bird's eye view on some of the relationships that are involved as well. That it feels at the moment really insurmountable, that you'll never get over it, but it will move on and it will evolve. Hopefully that makes sense for you, Helen. Really beautiful. Thank you so much for coming and being with us. And do go back and re-engage with that Ho'oponopono practice. It's really useful, really useful. Super, super, super. Who have we got? Bill Hughes. Bill Hughes. Hello, Bill. How are you doing? Really good to have you with us. Bill Hughes, longtime friend of SPTV. Really lovely to have you with us, Bill. So, Power of Surrender. You ready for the big boys, the big hitters? These are some really, really good cards. But you don't pull this deck when you are in a mood to spiritual bypass your way through a reading. These are ones where you need to really be ready to receive the wisdom that comes from them. Amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, Helen, thank you for the feedback. Thank you. Bless you. You're in grief. Be kind. Be kind, Helen. Be kind. I'm really, really pleased that resonates with you. Thank you so much for the feedback, Helen. Thank you. So Bill, you have had a card which is basically about non-action. This is saying surrender to non-action. Just know that at the moment you are being held very tightly, and if by spirit, lovingly, and if it feels as if everything is kind of shutting down and not moving and everything feels difficult and you're walking through treacle and the things that you set in motion just aren't happening the way they're meant to be, just trust in the process that it is all happening, because you just need to surrender to having nothing happen, because you need to be still. And I'm not saying give up. I'm not saying that it won't work in the future. I'm saying at the moment, this is about regaining your own sense of power. This feels like you need to have a turning within to remember the strength that you actually have, to remember the power you've got, to remember the connection that you've got, to remember the why you're doing this, the who you're working for. This is those kind of droplets of God moments when you can just sit in the stillness and recognize the amazing service and amazing ministry that you're offering. So if stuff isn't happening for you, if things aren't moving forward, just surrender it. Surrender it if things aren't going to plan, because non-action is exactly where you need to be. And if you're a goer and a kind of a doer and you like to get things done and keep moving and keep feeling like you're progressing, this is quite an uncomfortable space to be in. So I hope that makes sense to you, Bill. Thank you so much for coming and being with us and taking on these surrender cards, because they are really beautiful. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. So, Jackie, I'm going to come back and do some more. Oh, bless you. You're off your feet in a minute with a back injury and having to surrender all commitments.
Oh,
Heal,
wow.
heal, Bill. You'll just take it steady. Take it steady and go with it. I'm so pleased that resonated with you. Thank you, Bill. So, Jackie, would you be able to talk to us more about different instances that people could use Ho'oponopono? I mean, we've talked about a couple kind of as a body, the body healing, the compassion for the body. I've talked about relationships, and using it with that. Is there any other practices that you could get people started with it? that you've used?
I'm just going to read out another of the questions, if that's all right.
Yeah,
This is this
sure.
book
I
from
love it.
Mabel Katz. Am I doing it right? So again, no expectations. You just do your best.
Mm.
God is just waiting for you to give permission. There is no such thing as a wrong way to do it. Just do it. The most important thing is that you are willing to take responsibility for whatever is in you, and you are willing to let go, knowing that you don't know anything. God or love can heal anything. Your job is just give permission. It takes a lot of trust. It's uncertain. It can be scary, but it works every time. Even if you cannot feel it, even if you cannot see it, it is the law of the universe. You knock the door and it opens. It works 24 hours a day. It never closes for holidays, and it doesn't take siestas. It's just waiting for you, and it's free.
And is this book channeled, Jackie? Did she write that through the influence of spirit? This, well, I can hear
Oh,
it. I can hear it, but yeah.
yeah, I know what you're saying, because so much of it really is so beautiful. You know, the different chapters, um, yeah, I would say she channeled it, to be honest. Faith, she taught, you know, there's a complete chapter on faith. Our
Yeah.
true power is happiness, and this
Mm.
comes only when we surrender everything else.
Because it's got elements of, and I know you're a massive Abraham Hicks fan as well, but it's got an element of that energy and kind of like the Course in Miracles kind of vibrations. So yeah, this is definitely going to be one to get on my reading list, I think.
Honestly,
Beautiful.
years, yeah, and the truth will set you free.
Mm.
So, you know, she talks a lot about fears. Um, what is a problem? A problem is only a problem if we say it is, and a problem is not the problem. How we react to the problem is the problem.
That's really interesting. And some of these practices, as you're reading them, so Mitch in agreement on YouTube, it feels like a direct link to source. It does. It also, I can kind of read some stuff into, you know, the 12 steps as well, that AA use, which again is a kind of about that surrendering, the recognizing, saying, I'm sorry, apologizing, being kind, showing love, surrendering, giving over to a higher power. And this is what I love about spirituality is when you hit that vein of truth that you can feel the resonance of the meaning behind it, and then it links to lots of other things that you've heard.
To the
Yeah,
0 point of existence. I mean, that is the point. When we're at zero, we're just open for the inspiration to come in.
we
You
are.
know, the shortest and easiest way. The only thing God is asking from us is that we take good care of ourselves, and that
Mm.
we say, I'm sorry.
So I'm going to put a challenge out there for anyone who's watching. I already know of 3 or 4 people who I am going to very gently link this video to and send it to them. They would probably never come onto this live, but I feel that there's a lot of powerful wisdom as a very gentle little introduction. Rather than sending them a book or a link or a YouTube video, actually hearing your beautiful words, Jackie, and that lovely little guided moment that we took is really important. So yeah, if you know of anyone who would benefit from this, or you think they need some Ho'oponopono in their life, please do send it to them. Beautiful, Mitch. I love your profile picture as well, Mitch, on YouTube. Looks like a scarab beetle to me. So you're talking my language. Lovely. So, Jackie, where's next with Ho'oponopono? What's kind of next with the practice, or how are you being guided by your people, by your inspirers, by your spirit team to kind of the next step? What's needed for the next step in where we're going as a race? And
That's the thing. I mean, there is no reason. I never set goals.
Mm.
I literally let inspiration take me. So if I get an idea for, you know, the next speaker I'm going to ask to come on my show, or the next event I'm going to put on, I just feel as soon as that comes to me as an idea. So like the healing event that I've got in, you know, in a couple of weeks'
Mhm.
time with the psychic surgeon Brian Walker and Dave Hannon. You know, as soon as that idea came to me, the next day I was ringing up to book the hall, and you know, you just trust if you've had that idea come to you. So I haven't got goals. I'm not thinking in a year's time, because I don't want, you know, it's like a New Year's resolution. I've never done those, because you don't want to disappoint
No.
yourself. Yeah, you just want to love being what you're doing. You know, it literally is one foot after the other. When you
Lovely.
understand that the enemy, they are no longer your enemy, understanding is an element of love. Oh, lovely
Beautiful.
serendipity.
Yeah, that's really powerful. It's really powerful. And when you recognize that everyone who elicits a reaction in you is a teacher,
Yeah.
that's again a really, really empowering place. You know, they're a teacher. What are they reflecting to me, and what are I reflecting back to them? And how is our energy interact? We were talking about this at Circle. We were talking about an amazing book where you can visualize people's auras and energies interacting, and how that all affects. Amazing. So Jordan said, absolutely share their love with people who are doing their journey behind closed doors. Yeah, you're right, Jordan. There's a lot of hard yards. A lot of our spiritual work is not done in the circle or in a group. Is done on the prayer mat, isn't it? It's done on the meditation cushion. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Serendipity
saw,
said, sorry.
yeah. You reading it?
No, you go for it. You go for it.
I saw a heart-shaped cloud today with the sun shining behind it, making an outline of a heart. What does this mean spiritually? Life is love. I mean, it's just literally, that is nothing better, I wouldn't think, to
It's
see
beautiful.
that.
It's
It's what you
beautiful.
want it to be, but obviously to me, that would be the a most beautiful symbol.
It is. So serendipity, because of your beautiful comments, I'm going to give you a reading if that's all right, my lovely. So if you're happy to have a reading, live, can you just pop it in the comments on YouTube or Facebook? Just very drawn to your energy this evening, very, very drawn to you. It's funny enough, you talk about hearts being in things. I did a lovely aura reading today for somebody, and they had hearts in their aura. And they said, "Oh, does that mean?" I said, "It's your interpretation of what you think it means, but I would interpret that as being you're surrounding yourself with love." Um,
Oh,
Serendipity, amazing.
I've got that right next to me. There's
Wow,
a,
your altar.
and it's a heart-shaped thank you. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that as we're
Beautiful.
talking about hearts.
Beautiful. So serendipity, the card I pulled for you is surrender to creativity. Surrender to creativity. So this is a very loaded card. And we talk about inner child, and inner child is very much responds to creativity. Any kind of when I do any kind of holistic creative therapy with people, we very much are speaking to that inner child. So it's a good card to pull for you this evening. So this is saying stay open to creativity. Stay open to the different ways that you can bring joy and magic into your world and into your life and to the people that you care about. And it doesn't have to be about artwork and painting and writing, and it can be the very smallest of things, the very smallest of ways. So Jackie's spoken about an altar. I find making altars the most beautiful way of bringing a creative spiritual practice in and around you. And that could be as simple as finding some beautiful leaves that you're drawn to the colors, putting them on your altar, making it look lovely, putting your favorite crystals on there, lighting a candle. That's how creativity can happen. Creativity could happen with doing something different with your makeup if you wear makeup. These are some small ways, but it's saying, oh, you need to be more creative. You're the activities coordinator. Amazing. So if you are anything to do with nature is great this time of year. Anything that's to do with the seasons, anything to do with cooking. These are all some small things that you can do. There's some fantastic resource on the internet. Holistic creative therapies, especially if you're working with adults that have any kind of restrictions in their mobility or the things that they can do, and can't get outside, then there's lots of ideas for bringing things in. But the inner child loves art and making and doing and finding and exploring. So what a lovely practice. So I hope that makes sense to you, Serendipity. Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Amazing. So, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So if you'd like a little reading, pop it in the comments. What's on your mind? How are you reacting to this Ho'oponopono? How's everyone
I'll
finding
just
it?
say I did get an inspiration the other day to well, I've ordered them. It's emotion cards because
Oh,
my daughter-in-law, she's got many nephews and nieces, and I thought there's in that a wheel, like sad, happy, emotional, all the different emotions anyway, and it's like a wheel and you just spin it and then, you know, talk, you can have a conversation about what it lands on, or so like at school, do they talk to us about our emotions? You know, for us to get in tune with our emotions and understand how we're feeling.
Mm,
So if you're asked, how am I feeling? If it's something that you've done I just felt that was an inspiration. I saw something, I don't know, must have been on here, I guess, um, on the computer. And it just made me think how amazing to be able to give that to all the nephews and nieces, just for them to start thinking about their emotions at a young age.
mm. And having that emotional literacy as well is
Yes.
something, you know, installing it at a young age. And the schools are pretty good. They're getting better. And I must admit, I
Yes.
think I'm very lucky with my two, but yeah, they're learning techniques at school. And then also because I believe that, you know, I chose them, they chose me, our energy kind of mutually complemented each other. And actually I can help them, teach them some little techniques,
Yeah.
like sending yourself love when you're lying in bed,
Yes.
you know, just like a little bit
Lovely
of
as that.
love before you
You
go to
know,
bed.
every cell in our body, you know how much water
Mm,
intelligence there is within water.
yes.
And most of our body is made of water. So
Mm,
if you stand a cup on a glass of water on a cup, on a thing called love, on a,
mm,
then love goes into the water and then you drink the water. I mean, can you imagine how good that is?
beautiful.
So if you're thinking that you love yourself, you're actually showing all the water in your body that you're loving yourself. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
it's magic.
amazing. If you know, if anyone's into Dr. Emoto's work, the intelligence of water,
Yeah,
just incredible.
yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Oh, it's a lovely comment from Mitch responding to your emotion wheel. And Mitch is saying, gosh, I had to do that with my son at home many moons ago. Happy baby, sad baby, angry baby, helping work him through. You can visualize it and verbalize it. Such important work, Mitch. Important work. Yeah, well done. And lovely Anne on YouTube, Anne Peed is saying, I was feeling very wound up at the beginning of your show, feeling much calmer now. Needed this reminder. You are in the right place, Anne. You're guided here and you're in the right place.
Lovely.
Amazing. Have you
Helen,
seen that comment from Helen?
yeah, how wonderful.
This is healing in action, guys. This is love and the power of love in action. So Lisa said, oh, thank you for your comment, Lisa Bennett. I'm finding this so uplifting. Thank you. I'm glad I popped on tonight. I'm glad you're here. I've always been a positive, happy person until 4 years ago. I lost someone very close to me. I'm sorry, Lisa. When they died, a part of me did too. Bless you. I came across SPTV 6 months ago and it's been so inspiring, especially tonight. I'm loving the discussions. Lisa, that is, and I know I'm probably speaking for Richard as well, who's behind the scenes. This is the reason why this all happens. This is the reason why this channel is the way it is. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Lisa. Really pleased it's resonated with you. Thank you. So Lisa, I did pull a card as I was reading for you because I was drawn to your request for a reading a bit earlier. The card that I've had for you is surrender to your full power. Sorry, I was a bit quick on the mark there. Surrender to your full power. You can see that this lady here is a warrior and she has the lion there, and the lion is the universal symbol for dignity, for standing in your own power, for recognizing the depth of the feeling and emotion that you have, and your own spiritual sovereignty. So, this is an invitation. I can never tell you what to do, and Spirit will never tell you what to do, but there is an invitation for you there to take a breath and to recognize how far you've come and how much you have to offer. You might not feel like you have a lot to offer, but you do, and you are an incredible, like the lion and the lady who's carrying the warrior spear, you have an incredible amount of power and strength and solidity and courage, and you bring people together, and you are a fierce defender of people. So I'm very much drawn to that lion totem for you as a power animal. Very majestic. I'm a Leo, the sign of Leo. This is about allowing that sun energy, that beautiful divine child, that holy energy, however you want to describe it, that sacred energy to just settle over you, to give you deep bow, deep thanks. You have a lot of power. Don't be frightened to just let it shine. Don't ever, ever, ever be shy, be frightened to shine brightly as who you are. Just step into it, breathe into it, because you're doing holy service. By you not shining, you're denying us the pleasure of seeing that light, and you're denying the people around you that light. So go and surrender to it. Hope that makes sense for you, Lisa. Beautiful. Oh, lovely. What an evening, Jackie. So talk to me a little bit more about this healing event. Your son's a Leo, Lisa. Oh, amazing. Leos, they're good fun to have around. Yeah. Very intense, but good fun to have around, Lisa. It's gonna be a good match. So yeah, Jackie, talk to me about this healing event and how people, if they've had a little bit of a taste and they're keen to start this self-healing journey, what's it about? And also, how can people work with you with Ho'oponopono energy to learn a bit
So
more?
the first bit is the healing event, which is on the 25th, Monday the 25th in
Mhm.
Lyndhurst in the New Forest. That's with Brian Walker, the psychic surgeon, and Dave Hannon, who's also done so much training within spiritual healing, but all different modalities of healing. And he did one where he went uh, on the training course, he went and the whole room was to get healing. And so
Mm.
he felt he went on the training so that he could learn how to do that. So he did one at the Totten Spiritual Church for us not that long ago. And then Brian and him are very good friends and they've teamed up.
Brilliant.
Brian is just an amazing. Have you met Brian?
I have met Brian. I had him onto my show during lockdown. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, lovely, lovely man. And so yeah, they wanted to just for the whole room to experience a healing feeling. But what they encourage, both of them encourages everyone to know, is that we can heal ourselves, that we
Mm.
have that capacity, but our belief system is what holds us back, is what limits us. So with Ho'oponopono, you're clearing yourself of those memories that are telling you you cannot. It's telling you you can, because inspiration will tell you you can. You've got every ability that anyone else has. And Brian, you know, specifically has been doing many training courses where he's
Mm.
telling you, you know, that we've got the ability to heal ourselves, or it's not us that does the healing, it comes through us, but it's
Yeah.
knowing that we've got that capability, every single one of us. And
Amazing.
so to drop all those worrying thoughts that we all have, not good enough, why would I get that? You know, why would I be able to?
Mm.
And know that you can, because you're trusting that it's going to come through you for what the person needs. It's
Mm.
not you doing it. So there's no ego involved.
Beautiful. Thank you. So if you're interested in that, it's on your website, Jackie White's website, and the details are in the chat and the comments below. Go and check it out. It's going to be amazing. We're very lucky on the South Coast. I know we keep saying this, but there's an awful lot of stuff happening
Yes,
on the South Coast of England, and we're very, very lucky.
yes.
Amazing. Thank you, Lisa. She said that resonate. She resonated with the reading. That's amazing. Thank you for feedback. It's always lovely to get feedback, because the amount of readings you do and then you kind of don't get any feedback on it. So it is really lovely.
Lovely. Thank
Super.
you, Mick.
Oh, thank you for joining us, Mick. Amazing. Lots of love. Go well. Yeah, see you again soon. See you again soon. So if anyone else would like a reading, please do drop into the chat. We've got the pleasure of Jackie's company. So yes, any more readings, please let me know. And let me know whether you would like a guidance reading or whether you would like the power of surrender. So we've got Chrissy Gamandi. I think you're from the Caribbean, which is amazing, which is a lovely little bit of spiritual evidence for me. Amazing. Oh, you've got an interesting card here, Chrissy. I said that these are quite tough. These are not love and light and rainbows card. So the card that you've got here is surrender the idea that you can fix somebody. Oh, these are quite punchy cards. So Chrissy, this card is an invitation for us to recognize that. Again, this is speaking to the Ho'oponopono energy, recognizing that people are in our lives, situations come to our lives, not always because we need to do anything about it, because we need to fix it, we need to push, we need to take that very driven energy to try and fix something. Sometimes people are brought into our lives for us to be able to observe something, to notice something, to interact with something. Recognize also when, and this can be people or can be situations, and recognize when it is time for you to say, it's not my responsibility to try and fix you. It's my responsibility to manage my response to how I'm engaging with you or how I'm engaging with the situation or what I notice about the situation. So this card here is a also giving you some accountability, giving you an opportunity to take charge of your own healing as well, and to recognize how far along your healing journey you actually are. You're further than you think you are, and reflect on where you were 6 months ago, a year ago, and how you probably would have handled the situation you're in then. Because you definitely are developing, you're definitely unfolding. I'm definitely aware of spirit as I'm talking and connecting with energy, aware of spirit flowing around, but I'm also very, very aware that there's still an ongoing healing journey that's happening with you. So I hope that makes sense for you, Chrissy. Thank you so much for joining us from the Caribbean. That's amazing. I hope you are safe and well over there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Super. So many of you on, so many lovely comments. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. And Malik, I'm drawn to your beautiful full moon picture. Guidance for you. Let me see what Rebecca Campbell's got to say for you. These are normally really interesting cards. Oh, this is seeing your potential. Malik, you're not. Oh, these will get bleached out. Rebecca Campbell does beautiful artwork, but it's very soft and it's very light and etheric and angelic, which is beautiful, but it doesn't translate well across camera. So I'll read it out for you. This is about bringing unconsciousness to light. You are on a massive transformational journey, Malik. I don't know whatever practice you're doing, if you are in fact doing Ho'oponopono, but you're doing some incredibly powerful transformational practices with yourself at the moment. You must recognize that you're in a place where you are shedding, healing, moving things around, surrendering what no longer serves you, walking away from that, walking on to a new way of being. You're also bringing an incredible amount of light into your life. You must feel it around you. I wouldn't be surprised if people aren't noticing it and commenting it, even if it's down to saying, oh, what are you doing differently? Because you look different, you feel different. You will naturally start magnetizing opportunities to you as well once you're vibrating at this energy level. There is an awful amount of work that spirit have for you to do. So if you think that you're going to be having a quiet 2025, I very much can feel the presence of spirit almost breathing down my neck. They've got an awful lot that they want you to get done. So there's an invitation there. They will never force you to do anything, but there's a feeling of expectation and heightened awareness and energy and lots of excitement around you at the moment. So look forward to things moving forward for you, Malik. This is really, really, really exciting times, but you need to be open to it. You need to be open. Don't stay open, stay open, stay in that light, stay in that energy. Don't get fixated on how things might appear for you. Know that it could be different every time. Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much. I hope that made sense for you, Malik. Thank you for joining us on Facebook. And I was very much drawn to your profile picture. Thank you. Super.
Full moon tonight, haven't we, Ashley?
It is. It's a love. In fact, I'm looking out my window at it. Yeah, it's I think it's called a beaver moon from the kind of Native American indigenous tribes kind of gave all the moons different names, didn't they? But
Yeah.
this is a really powerful moon, this one. Because this is the one which is around grounding in, locking your energy in, sustaining yourself, looking after yourself,
Yeah.
showing all of that lovely Taurian energy, all of that lovely self-love energy, luxuriating in how amazing you are. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Super. So, Jackie, thank you so much for coming on. I very much appreciate your time. If you are interested in Ho'oponopono, Jackie's website is up. We've given you a little taster this evening, haven't we?
I have. I mean, just I'm finished with this, so I just want to share.
Yeah.
We live mostly from old programs, old tapes
Mm,
replaying, old memories replaying. But we want to just clear all of that and be in the present moment of now. You
yeah.
are born perfect. You are perfect, but our memories are imperfect. So we
Mm.
want to clear those memories and be at zero. So yeah, thank you, Ashley.
I'll enter that. I'll enter that. Thank you. Thank you for everybody who's joined us. We'll be back in 2 weeks. This is your Thursday little virtual circle. This is where we get together and bring really interesting people together for you to work on our healing, to work on our soul growth, our soul development, support each other, and create this really lovely sacred space. So I'm going to blow out our little candle, sending that light, sending that light, sending that healing, sending that energy out to the four corners of the universe, remembering that beautiful love that we've charged ourselves with. Jackie, beautiful to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone that was here as well tonight.
Thank you to everyone who's watching, whether you're live, whether you're on catch up, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Thank you so much for joining with us. We will see you again in 2 weeks. Go well, everybody.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.